Yesterday night, Tottenham Hotspur won against Brighton, and the referee who controlled the match was horrible person. It was like a match fixing. Of course, there were obvious mistakes that he made, and there were a lot of obvious things. At least 6 times, the controversial decisions. It's not even controversial. It is obvious mistake. I don't even consider as mistakes because when you do things intentionally, it was match fixing. I don't believe in the mistakes because he knew that what is the right thing to do before he committed a mistake, but he intentionally made a mistake, and then now PGMOL has admitted that they made mistakes. It is not the right thing to do. We all knew that. Of course, they are in charge of these games. They can do anything they want. After they made a mistake, they are going to apologize. That's it. If some player are going to make a mistake, he got a match ban, he got a fine, and they got money. But if they made a mistake, you got an apology, which can be useless. Apology today is nothing worth. It is not a mistake. It is intentionally match fixing. It's so obvious, right? So this is a reporting from the Sky Sports, and of course from the official. This says that the PGMOL has admitted mistakes were made. Mistakes were made by the match officials, and VAR were not awarding a penalty to Brighton in Saturday's Premier League game against Tottenham. So let me say something to you. Sky Sports mentioned that a mistake. It is not a mistake. There were a couple of mistakes, right? The Mitoma goal should have been allowed. It was not handball, and it was an obvious one. To be honest, they are trying to fix the match. They fixed the match. That is so obvious. You can't deny it. It's not because of Tottenham Hotspur. It's not because of Brighton, or it's not because of Manchester City, United, the other team. It's not because of the teams. It's because of the people who are in charge, the referee, the VAR official. They are trying to fix the match, and then they can create a huge competition, right? Between the clubs who are trying to compete, who are trying to finish top 4 at the end of the season. They want to create a strong competition by making the mistakes. So when you do something wrong, they can call it mistakes. But when you do something intentionally wrong that you knew that this is not the right thing to do, that is not a mistake. That is a match fixing. I'm tired of watching the Premier League official come out again and again, apologizing again and again. We all knew before they make an announcement after the match immediately. We all knew, tomorrow they are going to come and make an announcement that they were committed mistakes. We all knew that. You can even feel it. You know what to do next, right? You know what they are going to do next. It is so obvious. It's not a mistake. It's an intentionally decision to fix the match. It is shame for a Premier League. It is shame for England because England is the best competition. English Premier League is the best competition in the Euro top 5 leagues and in the whole world. Nobody interested than Premier League. Nobody is interested in any other league in the world than the Premier League, right? But we are now watching the games. We are watching the best league by refereeing from the world's people. It is not good, right? It is a shame for the Premier League. It is a shame for English FA. It is a shame for PGMOL. Whoever in charge, it is a shame. It should not be happen. It's not because of it happened this week. It happened again. It happened weeks and weeks and weeks. All weeks, everything. Before the VAR was invented in 2018 in the World Cup, the feeling of watching the Premier League games are so much, inspiring, so much joy. Okay, and there is less mistakes. But they created it like they call it VAR, which is a video assistant referee. That because they want to reduce the mistakes, they want to fix the mistake, they want to do the right thing. Even though the referee made a mistake, and he can watch, he can review it, he can fix the decision, he can turn the wrong decision to the right decision. And then we all expected, you know what, this is going to be the right thing to do, this is going to be so much less the mistake than before. But in reality, it was worse and worse and worse. Not the other league, in the Premier League. Apology, nobody wants apology, does you? Do you ask every single Brighton fans, or every single the big man in the Brighton who are in charge for Brighton? You ask them, do you want 3 points, or do you want apology? Not even a 3 point. Do you want 1 point, or you want an apology? They want 1 point, no apology. Nobody interested in apology. Apology can do nothing. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter which industry are you working on. Apology is worthless. It's the worst when people they want to defend themselves when they make intentionally mistakes. That is the word they are going to use. Apology. Oh, we made a mistake. That is not a mistake, right? That is not a mistake. It's a match fixing. It is so disgusting to watch Premier League. We are enjoying watching the best league in the world, and the people who are in charge, the official, the referee, the PGMOL, these guys are trying to fix the match because they want to create a strong competition for teams who are trying to get the top 4 at the end of the season. That is what they want. They want to create match revenue. They want to create TV commercial. So they want to attract the people, by creating a strong competition, by making the mistakes. That is not how the way it works. These referees are the worst referee in the world. Not even in the top 5, European top 5 league. In the bloody world, there are a lot of referees who can do, way better job than these Premier League referee without using the VAR. The reason they use the VAR because they want to reduce the mistakes. That in reality, after using the VAR, they draw the line, intentionally, in the wrong way. They draw the wrong line, and they made a mistake. Sometimes they don't even want to check. They don't even want to check the VAR. This is what happened when you intentionally trying to fix match, and then you got an apology. Nobody wants apology. It has to stop. It has to stop. Your team times is going to come. Don't worry, okay? So this is disgusting for me. As an Asian person, I'm enjoying a lot watching the Premier League games. Of course, as the other people who are living in the world, but we are seeing the worst referee ever in the Premier League history and in football history. I'm really disgusting to saying that. It has to be stopped. It has to be stopped. They mentioned they made a mistake. Actually, it was 6 controversial decisions, and from the 6, at least 3 of them has to be the obvious, decision. It's not even controversial. It's very obvious mistake. So I don't know what will happen next. I think we are going to see those similar mistakes, and they are trying to come out and say apology because they want to create a strong competition for top 4 races. That's why I think it's shame for Premier League official.